Ladies and gentlemen, to bring lot number 12 back for sale, which means she is completely new for sale, and we start the full auction for her again. And we start with an opening offer of 50,000 dirham. We start with an opening offer for Ikram al-Bahya, the wonderful daughter of Shanghai out of WO Imania Apal, born in 2025, here in front of us. We bring her back in the auction with an opening offer of 50,050. And as I understand, we have. Thank you so much. So we have 50,000 now as an opening offer. In the meantime, we have 55. You're raising with 5. Here we go. We have 55 now. Looking for the 60,000. Looking for the 60,000. Looking for the 60,000. 55 is the bid. Looking for the 60,000. Looking for the 60,000 now. 55 is the bid. Looking for the 60,000. Looking for the 60,000. Looking for 60,000. 55 is the bid. 55 is the bid. Looking for 60,000. 60 I have. Thank you so much. We have 60. We have 65 now. Thank you so much. We have 65 now. Looking for 70. Looking for 70 now. Looking for 70 now. Looking for 70 now. 65 is the bid. Looking for 70. Looking for 70,000. Looking for 70,000. I have 70. Thank you so much. I have 75 now. I have 75. Looking for the 80. Looking for 80. 80 I have. I have 80 now. Looking for 85. 85 I have. 85 I have. Looking for the 90. Looking for the 90. 90 I have. I have 95. 95. I have 100. Raising with 10. I have 110. I have 110 now. Looking for the 120. 120 I have. Thank you so much. 120 I have. Looking for the 130. Looking for the 130. 120 I have. Looking for the 130,000. Looking for 130,000. 120 is the bid. 120 is the bid. Looking for 130,000. Looking for 130,000. 120 is the bid. 120 is the bid. Looking for 130. Looking for 130. 120 is the bid. 120 is the bid. 120 is the bid. Looking for 130. Looking for 130. Looking for 130 for Ikram al-Bahya. Ladies and gentlemen, looking now for 130 I have. Thank you so much. Looking for the 140 now. Looking for the 140 now. Looking for 140. Looking for 140. Looking for 140. 130 is the bid. Looking for the 140. 130 is the bid. Looking for 140. Who makes it a 140? 130,000 is the bid. Looking for 140,000. Looking for 140,000. 130 is the bid. 130 is the bid. Looking for 140. Looking for 140. 130 is the bid. 130 is the bid. Looking for 140. 130 is the bid. 140. Thank you so much. We have 140. Who makes it 150? I'm looking for 150,000 now. Looking for 150,000. 150 I have. Thank you so much here in front of me. Looking for the 160. Looking for the 160. 150 is the bid. Looking for the 160. Looking for the 160. Looking for 160,000 now. 150 is the bid. Looking for 160. 150 is the bid. Looking for 160,000. Who makes it 160,000? 150 is the bid. 150 is the bid. Who makes it 160? Who makes it 160? 150 is the bid. Looking for 160,000. Who makes it 160,000? We have 150. We have 150,000 dirham. Looking for the 160. Looking for 160,000 dirham. Who makes it 160,000? Nobody more than the 150,000 I have. Nobody more than the 150,000 I have. Nobody else more than the 150,000 I have. I'm looking for 160. I'm looking for 160. 150 is the bid. 150 is the bid. Nobody else. 150 is the bid. Nobody else more than the 150,000 that I have. I have 160. Thank you so much. I have 160 now. Looking for 170. I'm looking for 170,000. 160 is the bid. 160 is the bid, looking for 170. 160 is the bid. 160 I have. Looking for 170. Nobody more than the 160,000 I have. I have 160,000, looking for 170. 160 I have. 160 I have, looking for 170. Nobody else more than the 160 I have in the corner. I have 160,000. I have 160,000. Who makes it the 170? I have 160. I have 160. 160,000. 160,000 is the offer. I have 160. Who makes it the 170? Nobody else more than the 160,000. I have 160. I have, the 160 is yours. The 160 is there. Nobody else more than the 160. I guess then it's not enough to resell her here in the auction. I double check. 160 is the offer, is the bidding. We're gonna sell? Yes, we do. The offer is yours. 160 on my right hand side. If there is no higher bidder than the 160,000 that I have now, then we raise the hammer. We start the countdown for 160,000 dirham for the first time. We have 160,000 dirham for the second time. Nobody else more than the 160,000 dirham for the third and or last time. They want to see the horse. You wave to me. This is the last round of trot before we made up our minds, because I already was counting in the tree. So, ladies and gentlemen, 160,000 for the third and or last time. Nobody else. Congratulations to you. Can we see your plate? Thank you so much.